So students, this is part third of aldehydes and ketones. Before this, we have discussed preparation of aldehydes and ketones. In this lecture, we will again discuss some other methods of preparation of aldehydes and ketones. And after that, we will discuss methods involving preparation of aldehydes only and methods involving preparation of ketones only. Now, let us start preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Our first today's lecture is from terminal gym dihalides. From terminal gym dihalides. By hydrolyzing terminal gym dihalides with aqueous KOH. What we are going to do in this method, we will treat terminal gym dihalides. Now, what are gym dihalides? Gym dihalides are those dihalides in which two halogen atoms are present on the same carbon atom. Two halogen atoms are present on the same carbon atom. For example, this is a terminal gym dihalide. This is a terminal carbon atom. To this terminal carbon atom, two halogens are present. Now, this can't be gym dihalide. For example, CH3, this can't be terminal gym dihalide, Cl, CH3. This is also gym dihalide, but it is internal gym dihalide. We are going to prepare these aldehydes and ketones from these terminal gym dihalides. This is a terminal gym dihalide. Terminal gym dihalide. Gym means on the same carbon atom. This is a terminal gym dihalide. This is also gym dihalide, but it is not terminal, it's internal. Now let us start preparing these aldehydes and ketones from gym dihalides, terminal gym dihalides. Now let us take a gym dihalide. For example, we take R, CH, Cl and Cl. This is a terminal gym dihalide. We treat it with aqueous KOH. Aqueous KOH. Aqueous KOH means in presence of water we treat it with KOH. What is the aim of using this KOH? KOH will dissociate. It will give K positive ions and OH negative ions. You can show the mechanism like this. Substitution reaction of O minus ions on this carbon, after leaving chlorine we can get R, CH, OH and single bond Cl. Then again reaction will proceed with aqueous KOH. Another molecule of OH negative ion will substitute this chlorine atom. We get R, CH, OH and OH. Now remember one thing, two OH groups are not stable on the same carbon atom. When we have two OH groups on the same carbon atom, they are not stable. So what happens? This lone pair of electron abstracts hydrogen atom, this goes over here, it becomes a water molecule, it leaves. We get R, C, H, double bond O. This is aldehyde or this is aldehyde. Now we get aldehyde over here. Similarly, we can get ketone. Ketone we can get, for example, we have CH3, single bond C, CH3 and we have Cl and we have Cl over here. We treat it with aqueous KOH. If you feel this mechanism is difficult one, you can directly do like this. Attack of this over here and loss of this group. If this group leaves, then what we will get? CH3, single bond C, CH3, OH and Cl. Now what happens in the next setup? You can do it like this. This bond breaks, forms a double bond. This Cl leaves, minus times HCl. But the actual mechanism is this. This is for the sake of simplicity. We get the product as CH3, single bond C, CH3, double bond O. This is ketone. So in this method we are obtaining both aldehydes and ketones. Question has been asked in IEEE from this concept. The question is like this. Which of the following will give you? There were four options. Option number 1, CH3, CH2, OH. Number 2, CH3, CH2, CH3CH, Cl2, CH3. Number 3 was CH3, CHCl2, And number fourth option was CH3, CH2, Cl. Which of these will give you aldehyde? Which of these will give you aldehyde on treatment with aqueous KOH? Now see, if you treat this compound with aqueous KOH, here it was chlorine, or aqueous KOH, what happens? In aqueous KOH, this was not OH, it was not OH over here, it was something different. It was C double bond O single bond CH3, like this. If you treat these compounds with aqueous KOH, you will not get the product aldehyde or ketone from this. This is the internal Jim dihalide, you cannot get it from this. This is ketone, you cannot get it from this. And this is a terminal dihalide. So this is our option. You can get this question by knowing the mechanism of this reaction. Now one more method of preparation of both aldehydes and ketones is the reaction of Grignard reagent. From Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent, what's Grignard reagent? It's RMgX. It's R negative actually, Mg2 plus X negative. This is Grignard reagent. How this Grignard reagent is formed? It's formed like this. We have RCl. For example, we have RCl. This X I have taken as Cl. We have RCl. It dissociates, it decomposes to give R positive and Cl minus. And in the next step, what happens? Magnesium being a metal, it loses 2 electrons to form Mg2 plus and 2 electrons. These electrons are accepted by R plus. R plus accepts these electrons, these 2 electrons, it forms R plus accepts these electrons, it forms R minus. 1 electron is used to neutralize charge and the other electron remains on this. So overall reaction is what? R plus and R plus will get cancelled. 2 electrons and 2 electrons will get cancelled. What remains over there? We have RCl plus magnesium gives, that is Mg2 R negative, R minus, Mg2 plus X minus. This is Grignard's reagent. This is actual Grignard's reagent formed by the reaction of alkyl halides with magnesium. This is called metal insertion reaction. Now see, this is Grignard's reagent. We can treat this Grignard reagent. It's very important reagent. It has a negatively charged this R group. This negatively charged R group can act as nucleophile. It can act as nucleophile. Therefore, we can attack. We can have attack of this nucleophile on different compounds. We can have attack of this nucleophile on different compounds. For example, number first, by the reaction of Grignard reagent with acyl halides. Acyl halides are the compounds having general formula RC double bond OX. For example, RC double bond OCl. Now let us treat this compound RC double bond O single bond Cl with Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent, for example, R minus MgX. Now what happens in this reaction? First this bond breaks, resulting in the formation of O negative, and this becomes del plus. To this del plus R negative attacks, and this becomes O minus, it's attacked by MgX. This is the first step. So the first step involves R carbon. To this carbon attack of R takes place, and we have single bond O minus. This O minus is attacked by Mg plus, Mg2 plus X minus, and we have Cl minus. Now in the next step, what happens? This bond breaks, we get, and this bond leaves. What we get? R C double bond OR. We get ketone over here plus Mg X2 plus Mg. If this X is Cl, then we will get MgCl2. Now you can show simply this mechanism like this. We have RC double bond OCl. We treat it with Grignard reagent R MgX. Now what happens? This group leaves. This is R minus attacks over here. We get RC double bond OR. This is how Grignard reagent reacts with acyl halides to form Aldehydes are ketones. We can get aldehyde over here if our R is hydrogen. If our R is hydrogen over here, this is hydrogen, and this is C double bond O, this is Cl. Now what happens? We treat it with CH3 MgCl. Now what happens? This CH3 is negatively charged, this is positively charged, means this is minus, this is 2 plus, this is minus. This negatively charged methyl group attacks over here, this leaves, we get MgCl2 minus MgCl2 plus we get H, C double bond O and CH3. That's how aldehyde is formed in this reaction. Now let us do question on this, one important question. Let us do one important question on this. So the question is, we have a question like this, what will be the product, or I'll take this question like this. This is double bond O, and over here we have methyl group. This means that the methyl group is above the plane. It is nothing, it is stereochemistry of methyl group shown. Now this is treated with Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent, for example, CH3 MgBr. For example, it is treated with Grignard reagent. Can you tell me where will the attack of Grignard reagent take place? Grignard reagent is nucleophilic in nature. This nucleophile will attack on this carbon atom. Now see, there are two chances of attack. If this bond breaks, then it becomes positively charged carbocation. Now this positively charged carbocation has two lobes. One is above, one is below. Means this methyl group can attack below the plane or it can attack above the plane. Methyl group can attack below the plane or above the plane. We can have two types of products over here. It's a different question from that what I have discussed, but it is a related question. It's very important. That's why I have discussed it over here. Now this is Me. Now this is single bond O negative, and this is my methyl group which have attacked from above the plane. Above the plane means I have to represent it by dashed line. Methyl group has attacked above the plane. Now in other case what happens, plus we get another type of product in which this methyl group attacks below the plane. Below the plane means this methyl group attacks like this. This represents below the plane. Now in the next step what happens, this is treated with water, means hydrolysis takes place. Now this O negative attacks MgBr. Now this is MgBr and this is MgBr. In the next step, when hydrolysis takes place, hydrolysis means when we treat it with H positive, OH minus. Now this oxygen attacks H positive and OH minus attacks this. We get minus times MgBrOH. Plus we get the alcohol as a product. In this case, we get alcohol as a product. This is very important question. That's why I have discussed it, because it has been asked in JEE Mains 2014. I think in 2014, I do not remember exactly the date. Now this is OH, and in this case we get minus times MgBrOH, and we get the product, one more product over here, that is when the methyl group is below the plane. Now this question have been asked, how many products are formed? Therefore two products are formed, one above the plane and other below the plane. Now see how two products, because this carbon becomes now chiral carbon, this carbon becomes chiral carbon. It has four different groups attached, 1, 2, this is third group because methyl group is over here, this is fourth group, 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore this becomes the two products are formed, one is inversion and one is retention of configuration. For best explanation of inversion and retention, watch my lecture SN2 reaction mechanism of alkanes. Now see, let us discuss one more important question. Now next time if this question is asked, they will ask you how many types of products are formed. Only A is formed, only B is formed, both A and B are formed. We cannot predict whether A and B are both formed. Now we will start discussing what type of reaction is involving preparation of aldehydes only. Preparation of aldehydes only. We'll start preparation of methods involving preparation of aldehydes only. Preparation of aldehydes only. We are going to discuss those methods in which we can prepare only aldehydes, not ketones. And then we will discuss those methods in which we will discuss preparation of ketones only and not aldehydes. Now let us take first a method, that's Rosen-Mondes reduction. Rosen-Mondes reduction. Since it's a name reaction, that's why it's important. Now, I have told you, whenever you study any name reaction, make notes like this. First write down what is substrate of name reaction, substrate involved. Substrate involved. What are the substrates that are involved in name reaction? Then write reagents involved. Reagents involved. What are the reagents that are involved in name reaction? In this case, Rosen-Mondes reduction, what is the substrate? They are acyl halides. For example, acid chloride. Acid chloride. Acyl halides, for example, acid chlorides. For example, RC double bond OCl. This is the substrate. And the reagent involved in this case, since it's a reduction, we treat this with hydrogen. But it is treated with hydrogen in presence of a reagent. Reagent is palladium. In presence of catalyst palladium, this palladium is supported over barium sulfate in boiling xylene. Boiling xylene is a solvent. Boiling xylene. Now this thing you have to remember, palladium supported over barium sulfate in boiling xylene. Now this reagent, palladium supported over barium sulfate, PD supported over barium sulfate, it's called Lindlar reagent. Lindlar reagent. Lindlar's reagent. Now we have discussed it and you might have studied it in class 11th. This is Lindlar reagent. It has one more application. It is used for the reduction of alkenes. It is used for the reduction of alkenes. We were reducing alkenes. The main application of this in the reduction of alkenes was that it gives cis product. Reduction of alkynes, it gives cis alkene. It gives syn addition product, that is cis alkene or syn addition. Syn addition. There we have discussed one more method, that was Birch reduction, where I have discussed that Birch reduction gives anti-alkenes. It gives anti-product. It gives anti-product. So palladium support or barium sulfate or sometimes calcium sulfate gives syn product. Remember this point. In case of when we prepare alkenes from it, it gives syn product. Now this was additional information. We will discuss it in GOC. Leave this at this point. Now see, the substrate involved is acyl halide and we bring about reduction. Now let us carry out the reduction. RC double bond O single bond Cl. We treat it with hydrogen, means we reduce it with hydrogen in presence of catalyst, that is palladium. That is catalytic hydrogenation. Now what is the need of using this barium sulfate? Why do we use barium sulfate in boiling xylene? This is a solvent. What is the need? The reaction would have taken place have we not taken barium sulfate. This barium sulfate, it is used as a catalytic poison. It is used as a catalytic poison. Barium sulfate is used as catalytic poison. Now what is catalytic poison? Catalytic poisons are those substances which decrease the activity of catalyst. Now why do we need to decrease the activity of catalyst? So that the reaction will not take place at a much faster rate, so that the desired product may not get converted into other products. For example, the product of this reaction is aldehyde. If we do not use barium sulfate, if we do not poison this catalyst, then further reduction may take place, we may get alcohol. Then further reduction may take place, we may get alcohol. That's why we use boiling xylene. The aim of using boiling xylene is to deactivate the activity of the catalyst, to lessen the activity of catalyst, to decrease the activity of catalyst. Once the activity of catalyst is decreased, we can stop the reaction at aldehydic stage. Now what if it is asked why we use barium sulfate? Barium sulfate acts as a catalytic poison. It decreases the activity of this catalyst so that reaction can be stopped at this stage, at aldehydic stage. Now this is the Rosen-Mondes reduction method. Rosen-Mondes reduction. Now what you have to remember, in case of Rosen-Mondes reduction, we take acyl halides or acid halides, acid chloride. We react with catalytic amount of hydrogen in presence of catalyst, but the catalyst is poisoned using barium sulfate in boiling xylene. This catalyst is called Lindlar catalyst. If we use calcium sulfate, it's also called Lindlar catalyst. The aim of using this catalyst is to lessen the activity of, is to decrease the activity of reactivity of this catalytic hydrogenation. And one more point, it has more important applications, that is in case of alkenes. We will discuss that in case of when we deal with GOC. Now see, let us discuss the mechanism of the reaction. Since it is catalytic reaction, its mechanism will be based upon adsorption theory of catalysts. Or simply we can write it like this. This is RC double bond OCl. हमारे पास में हाइड्रोजनेशन होती है. हाइड्रोजनेशन मीन्स वी गेट H नेगेटिव फ्रॉम हियर. अगर H नेगेटिव यहाँ से यहाँ अटैक करेगा, दिस बॉन्ड लीव्स. अगर ये बॉन्ड लीव होगा, ये O नेगेटिव बनेगा. बाद में ये O नेगेटिव वापस आएगा, क्लोरीन को लॉस करेगा, वी गेट RC double bond OH. इसलिए हम, that's why in most times we show this bond like this. Most times we show the cleavage of this bond like this. If the bond breaks first, then comes back, then we show it like this. This means the bond breaks first, then comes back. On treating with hydrogenation, that's H negative. On treating, actually it is a catalyst like this. On the catalytic surface, these two substances are brought closer together. Then they form surface reactant complex. Then the complex diffuses. What I have discussed in detail in surface chemistry. Now what happens, this comes over here, this leaves, we get the product. This is Rosen-Mondes reduction. Now one more method is reduction of nitriles. Reduction of nitriles. One more method is reduction of nitriles. This is second method for the preparation of aldehydes only. Reduction of nitriles, alkyl nitriles. Alkyl nitriles are the compounds having the formula C triple bond N. In order to bring about the reduction of nitriles, we take a reagent known as tin SnCl2 and HCl. SnCl2 and HCl. This is then followed by hydrolysis. That's workup. Workup is just a reaction with water. Now this gives us R C double bond O H aldehyde. This gives us RC double bond OH. Now what happens in this reaction, how the reaction proceeds? Let me check the length of the video. Till we can do this question. We can do this question. This reaction is known as Stephan reduction. It is known as Stephan reduction. It is known as Stephan reduction. Now how the reaction takes place? First actually tin chloride SnCl2 combines with chlorine, it gives SnCl4. Now what happens in this case? The oxidation state of tin over here is +2, because x minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to +2. In this case, x minus 4 is equal to 0, x is equal to +4. Oxidation state has increased from +2 to +4. When oxidation state increased by 2 units, 2 electrons have been lost. 2 electrons are lost when tin undergoes change in oxidation state from SnCl2 to SnCl4. Now these 2 electrons attack this carbon atom. Now what happens? This is R C triple bond N. This is treated with tin HCl. We have SnCl4 now, and we have H positive. This is H positive, Cl negative. If we take this 2 times, we have H positive, Cl negative. These 2 Cl negative react with this to form SnCl4, and we have H positive over here. Now what happens? Lone pair of electrons on this, they attack, or this bond attacks over here, we get RC double bond NH, RC triple bond NH. Lone pair of electrons attacks over here. Now what happens? These electrons which are eliminated, these 2 electrons which are removed in this process, they attack this carbon. If the electrons attack this carbon becomes electron rich. Negative charge develops over here. Now this negatively charged species then attacks our water. Water is H positive, OH negative ions. Water is H positive, OH negative ions. It attacks H positive ion, we get RCH, or not water. Let us take this one more proton, that's H positive from acid, RCH double bond NH. Now what happens in the next step? Attack of water takes place, H positive, OH negative. Now what happens? This bond breaks towards this side, we get negatively charged species and positively charged species. OH attacks over here and this negative attacks H positive. We get RCOH, H and single bond NH2. Now what happens? Lone pair of electron attacks over here. Ammonia is lost. We get RC double bond OH. This is how the reaction takes place. This is how the reaction takes place. If you do not wish to remember this type of mechanism, I will show you simple mechanism also. By simple mechanism, that will not be the actual mechanism, but you can do lot of questions based on that very simple mechanism. Now, how the simple mechanism proceeds? This is our CH2, single bond C, triple bond N. Treated it. We are treating this with tin SnCl2 and HCl, and followed by water. In the second step, followed by water. Now what happens in the first step? This bond breaks. If this bond breaks, this becomes negatively charged, this becomes positively charged. So this negatively charged species, it attacks this H positive. We get RCH2, single bond C, double bond NH. Now this is positively charged species. Now what happens? OH negative and H plus, that's water, attacks. This attacks over here, and this bond breaks, it attacks over here. What we get? RCH2, single bond C, OH, single bond NH2. Now what happens? Lone pair of electron abstracts this leaves, ammonia is lost. We get RCH2, C double bond O, single bond H. Now this is the compound. Here we have one hydrogen atom. Here we have one hydrogen atom. This H positive attacks somewhere over here. We should have one hydrogen atom over here. Now this is the simple mechanism. A question has been asked from this in JEE main examination. The question is like this. How will you convert this PH2 CH2OH into, how will you convert this PH2 CH2OH A into PH2 CH2 CH2? How will you convert this PH2 CH2 C double bond OH? How will you convert this? Now the options are, number first, let us see the options. Number first, it's PCC. Number second, it's KMnO4. Number third, it's Jones reagent. And number fourth is Stephen's reaction, that is tin SnCl2, HCl, and we have water. Let me change one of the reagent. Over here I will use SnHCl and water. Now you may think that this reagent and this reagent are similar. They are not similar. This reagent, we have decreased its activity by forming SnCl2 to SnCl4. That means in +2 oxidation state we have got +4 oxidation state. Its reactivity, its selectivity is increased by forming this type of complex compared to this. This is very reactive, this is less reactive. More reactive substance will give then the alcohols, reduction will then proceed again, and we will get alcohols from aldehydes, and less reactive reactant will stop the reaction at aldehydic state. Now what happens? Tell me the answer of this question. Now see what happens. We can use PCC. Have we used PCC, then the number of carbon atoms would have 1 and this phenyl ring. But here we have one more carbon atom. How can we increase the number of carbon atom? Not with PCC, not with Jones reagent. Either by this or by this. We can cancel this option and this option. Now we cannot use this option because it will lead to the further reduction of this into alcohol. So we will use this reagent. Let us use this reagent. First, what will we do? First, what will we do? Options. One more option was there. There were two options. First, what will we do? Let's do the mechanism. Then we will see what were the options. First, we will treat it with HCN. First, we will treat it with HCN because we have to increase the number of carbon atoms. Here we have one phenyl ring and we have CH2. We have pH, that's phenyl ring, and CH2. Here we have phenyl ring, CH2, and one more carbon atom. Therefore, first we have to increase the number of carbon atoms. By doing substitution reaction, what happens? Cn is negatively charged species. This leaves, we can bring about nucleophilic substitution like this, CH2Cl. Now this, upon treatment with Stefan's reduction, SnCl to HCl followed by water, will give us this compound. Now the options are like this. Options will be like this. Number first, HCl and SnCl to HCl followed by water. Number second, KCN, SnCl to HCl followed by water. Number third, it has not been asked like this, it will be asked like this. This question will be asked like this. Maybe the substrate will be different. Now we have HCl, SnHCl followed by water, and we have number fourth, KCN, SnHCl followed by water. Now this becomes a very interesting question, although the options were not this. Now can we have used HCl, therefore either this option or this option is correct. But can we use KCN? Whether can we use KCN over here? If we use KCN over here, KCN, then it becomes K plus and Cn minus. K plus will not protonate this OH group. Since OH group is already a bad leaving group, it cannot be made a good leaving group by K plus. Therefore we cannot use KCN, we have to use HCl. Now therefore our option number first and option number third, they are correct, and this we can remove, this we can remove. We can remove this option and we can remove this option KCN, because KCN cannot make this OH group a good leaving group. It cannot protonate because we have pH, CH2OH, we treat it with H positive, Cn minus. Now what happens in the first step? This becomes protonated. This becomes RCH2OH and H. Now it becomes a very good leaving group. Carbocation is generated. To this carbocation, Cn negative can attack. With the help of KCN, we cannot generate this type of carbocation because OH is not a good leaving group. To make it good leaving group, we have to use HCl. Got it? Now see, in the next step we have to use either this or this. We can use this, but it's a strong reducing agent. We have to stop the reaction at aldehydic stage. Therefore, we can use mild reducing agent SnCl2 and HCl. Why this is mild? Because we change the oxidation state of tin from +2 to tin +4. Now these were certain questions. After finishing the preparation part of aldehydes and ketones, that will take 2 lectures more, I will solve questions, 10-15 questions which have been asked in JEE Mains AIEEE from this. Indeed, questions are asked more, they are very easy questions compared to those of JEE Mains or AIEEE. Therefore, we will solve certain difficult questions, and easy questions you will do on your own. Now this is all about today's lecture. Thank you for watching me.